let's start off with a basic round of intros
Yeah.
so that people know who we are and whom we are speaking to. So, Amok, we'll introduce each other. So, Amok can start.
So I'll be introducing Nikhil. So Nikhil is he's the big guy. He is a master's in business administration. He heads HR for his firm for all over India, pan India operations, and he has been working out for the past 24 years.
And plans on working out for the next 24.
Oh yeah, plans on working out for the past 20 next 20.
Bingo. So let me introduce Akash. So Akash is the young whiz in the group. So he's 20 years old. He's doing his masters. He's also running a business side by side, or might say successful business, which he's planning on now selling. And he was a pro level athlete who is now transitioning into weightlifting.
Yes, accurate.
Hi Akash.
Hello.
So
yes, and now I'll introduce Amog. Amog is one of the brains behind Result. He is currently working on one of the most esteemed projects in India, which is the new bullet train. He is a dual degree holder in engineering from University of Florida, and you can say he's the math whiz of the trio. He has he was a black belt, and now he's transitioned into weightlifting.
I also dance salsa, guys. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Dance Central. Shout out Dance Central.
he is a dance enthusiast too.
Salsa and bachata, guys. Hit me up. Meet me on the floor. So also, go Gators.
Okay, so coming to today's topic of this episode, just 1 second. So today's episode's topic is gonna be where the world of nutrition for gym goers and how you can maximize efficiency when it comes to your diets. That is what we're gonna be discussing, and we're gonna dwell quite deep into it. So to begin with, Nick, I would want to start this topic with one question. As per you, in the world of nutrition, what is the right amount of carbohydrates, proteins, fibers, and fats going into a gym goer's body?
Okay. I'll say one thing. Extremes are bad. For a typical gym goer with keeping bodybuilding and aesthetics as your key focus, or even weightlifting as your focus, it is not recommended to follow any extreme diet. Saying that, a little tailoring to everyone's needs depending on your body types. Let's just catch three main body types here, that is, which we'll discuss further, is your ectomorphs, your mesomorphs, and your endomorphs. These have varying needs at different functions. And in fact, three of us are ideal examples of these body types. I typically fall into a mesomorph category. So if I put on weight, it's mostly in the midsection. My stomach will have handles, etc. My arms and my thighs, legs stay pretty lean that way. Akash is a classic example of an ectomorph. He's a hard gainer, as hard gainers, as tough as they come. But yes, his dedication is also given to. And Amog is an endomorph who's now started to look like a meso.
Yeah.
So he has really transitioned, and hats off, last couple of months he's been on a good diet. He was on a vacation to the US for a couple of weeks, so now he's back. Hence our absence for Rslt. Akash had his exams.
If possible, I'll put a photo of Amog right here so we can see what it looks like to come from that to what he is right now.
Yes.
Guys, 130 kgs to 89. 130 kgs, guys, it's possible.
Yeah. So he is a reverse of me. He lost 40 kgs. I, in my bodybuilding and weightlifting, have gained 40 kgs of muscle. He lost 40 kgs of fat, which is commendable. So, now coming back to diets. Diet is a very tricky field, but it's not rocket science. You have your three main nutrients. You have carbs, you have fats, you have proteins. Your primary one that you need to keep in mind for building muscle is protein. Don't demonize fats, because your fats, your healthy fats, are the ones that will help your hormonal system. Cholesterol makes testosterone in the body. Healthy fats are needed for joint support, functioning, cushioning your organs, protection. So it helps even with your immune system. So healthy fats are important. So don't ever think of going on a zero fat diet. You will crash. You will crash bad. And then carbs. Carbs are fuel source for your body, for your workout, for functioning. The more carbs you have, the better you will function. So carbs are a must, especially if you're into weightlifting, heavy lifting. You need carbs to get maximum output in the gym.
Correct.
To give maximum intensity, output, energy, you need those carbs. Protein are your building blocks, right from your beard, your skin, your internal organs, everything is made up of protein. So if you don't have protein, your body cannot survive. You are made up of protein from head to toe.
Absolutely.
So your body needs protein. And when you work out, you burn and you utilize more protein. Your body's requirement for protein increases.
Correct.
So I'm not saying extreme requirements of protein like having 2 grams per pound of body weight, or in more simpler terms, having 4 grams per kilogram of body weight is nonsensical. You don't want to eat that much. Firstly, eating that much will get physically tiring. Your jaws actually start hurting. Ask from someone like me who's done it.
Absolutely, your learning curve.
Yeah, trust me, your jaws will pain. More than your muscles, your jaws will be sore by the end of the day. But yes, you do need, if you're a hard gainer like Akash, you need at least 3 to 4 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight. Minimum. Maybe even 5 grams.
It's been hell trying to consume it.
Yeah. And you need, for him, if his carb intake is sufficient, he needs maybe 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of his body weight.
Yeah, exactly. And from experience, I can only tell one thing, that it has been genuine hell trying to consume the kind of carbohydrate intake Nikhil just spoke about. Especially if you're someone like me who finds it very difficult to gain weight, even if you're working out consistently and eating a lot, it is very tough.
So now, like, my midsection has grown. It can accommodate a lot of food over the years. But if you see Akash in our earlier videos, in Rslt, if you scroll through and you go through some of our training videos, you'll see he has a classically very small waist and a very flat waist. So the problem is the intestinal tract, his stomach cannot hold that much food. So for him to actually gain weight, he needs to go into the old school of bodybuilding where you have meals every 3 hours. That is the only way his body will start assimilating food and be able to hold on to that food. Someone like me who now is used to it, I can complete my food goals in 2 meals a day. For a maintenance, I'm not trying to grow. So for maintenance, I can suffice with 2 meals a day. Amog is now on a diet. So for him, he needs to break his meals down into 3 to small portions to curb hunger. He can complete his entire macros in 1 meal, but he needs to curb his hunger, so probably he can break it down. If he does intermittent, he can probably manage it in 1 or 2 meals.
Correct.
See, to eat his own style. You need to see what works for you.
So, my question here is, what exactly is a cut? What exactly is a bulk? what kind of food needs to be consumed there. Because there's a lot of you hear a lot of guys in the gym going, oh yeah dude, I'm on a cut, oh yeah dude, I'm on a bulk. My question is, what is that?
Correct. So let's get it down. So a diet is a term for something you're eating. People now have unanimously and universally, if anyone says diet, they will take it as, oh, he's cutting or he's losing weight.
Yeah.
No, we diet to gain weight also. So your food is called your diet. A diet is not necessarily weight loss, is what people need to reset their minds. Now, a cut is basically having the same portion of ratios of carbs, fats, and proteins that work for you, and slightly cutting back, slightly, like 10-20% on your fats and carbs. Yeah. So basically getting your calorie intake just below your daily, basic metabolism rate or your basal metabolic rate. If it's 2000, getting your calories to 1800. Get it to 1800 and you're good. And the thing is, you're not going to see, if you see results too fast, you have a problem. People get very happy. No, that's going to be a yo-yo effect. You're going to put on that weight like this again when you come back to eating normal food. You need to see results at an average over a week. So my last week, my weight was 110, 115, 112, 111, 114. So my average is 112.5. This week, my average is coming down to 112. Next week, 111.5. Next week, 110.5. Or 110.75 or 111. So in the month, I have lost around 1.5 to 2 kilograms. A little mildly more aggressive if I go, okay, in a week I may lose 0.75 kilograms of weight. See, initial weight loss is faster.
Yeah, because you end up losing water weight.
Correct. Your water levels will reduce. Your muscles will hold less water. 70% of your body is water. Yeah. So part of the weight that you lose will be water. Some will be fat. And maybe mildly some will be muscle. Keep this on for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Yes, you have lost 6-7 kgs. So in 1 month you will say, oh, I did so much, but I only lost 2 kgs. Yes, but your diet shouldn't end in 1 month.
Correct.
You diet 3, 4, 5 months, maybe 6 months. Then give your body a bit of a gap, a bit of a rest, recuperation. You come slightly higher up in calories. You come back to maybe your what is now currently with your new weight. What is your current metabolic rate? You match it at those calories. Let your body attune for a month or two. Let it start normalizing. See where your weight comes. See how you're feeling. Then if you feel you need to again lose a little bit more weight, then again start your diet again. So don't kill yourself by trying to diet 12 months a year. Your body will go into what do you call reserve mode, where it will start protecting itself by holding on to fat, by not burning calories, by reducing your metabolic rate, by reducing the amount of calories you burn. See, the more you eat, the more you're active, the more calories you burn. At an average, I may be burning maybe 2,500 calories doing nothing, just because I hold 40 kilos of muscle on me. So that is not doing anything. I'm burning this many calories. Sorry, these many calories. And if I diet too hard, my body will say, oh, there's something wrong. He's not getting food. So I need to cut down my calorie expenditure to bare minimum, and it will start burning only so many calories. So with my regular diet, if I go back to it, which will now be surplus of these calories, it will come outside, I'm going to start getting fat.
Yeah. Correct.
storing all your excess that
It will say now, I don't know when you'll go into starvation again.
starvation again. No, it's going to start storing things, or it's going to just at least
Correct. So now I need to store up on fat and keep a lot of reserve for the next time I go into starvation.
For the next time, yeah.
Acha, Nick, I had another
Starving
thing.
is never the answer.
On the contrary, what is a bulk? Because, I see so many young guys like at 15, 14 in the gym, and they come and talk to you, and you find out they're on a bulk, and they already are maybe at a body fat percentage of like maybe 25, 30, and they're starting a bulk at that body fat percentage. What are the risks, and what exactly is a bulk at that point in time?
So I'm assuming sumo has been introduced in India as a sport, hence that's why what they're aiming for, going from 30 to maybe 50% body fat. If it's not, then they're going wrong. Then what they're doing is
I
absolutely
feel
wrong.
it's been completely misled, because you see all these big influencers like Samson, like Chris Bumstead. They talk about how, and even many of the Indian influencers, they keep using the terms like cut and bulk, where many young guys get influenced by it and are constantly under the impression that if I want to grow, yes, I have to do exactly what these guys are doing. And one of the biggest things they miss out on is that these guys are on heavy anabolic steroids. These guys are heavy on them, and it's very
Correct.
easy for them to get on that muscle.
Yes.
One workout of theirs would be the equivalent of about 4 workouts for us, and people fail to understand that. What would your
I think
advice
you
be to
have
these
touched
guys?
on a lot of key points. So let's get into the basic. What is a bulk? What are people talking about? What they want to achieve? So a bulk is basically where, yes, you are trying to gain more muscle. The point of a bulk, unless you're getting into proper weightlifting, strongman, or sumo, which I assume some of those kids are, it is trying to gain muscle. So it used to be called mass, which was a combination of muscle and some fat that would get on because you're in a slight surplus of calories.
Correct.
A bulk does not make it an excuse to go fat.
Yeah, and then they
Or
find it
just
difficult to
get
cut down
yourself
all that fat.
loose. Yeah. So now a bulk also means you're on a very strict diet.
Exactly. People dirty bulk and yeah, eat anything that's there, and they end up eating a lot of
But
fried
dirty
stuff.
bulk was is a term. It's okay for a few days, especially if you're on a weightlifter or a power lifter. It's fine. If you're gymming and you're working out towards aesthetic, towards getting a balanced physique, lying to look like a Greek god, then a bulk cannot be dirty. Yes, in a bulk, depending on the body types, like an endomorph has to be very, very strict on a bulk. It is X 10% increase in calories, but that will be only protein. Maybe marginally a bit of fat. He may not bulk up his carbs a lot. Meso will push up his carbs and his protein. And ectomorph. Now, gradients of ectomorphs. Now, you have just ectomorphs and you have really hard gainers who, can eat a ton of food and still have difficulty gaining weight.
Hello.
So, a dirty bulk where you eat crap, the tolerance to a hard gainer ectomorph is still okay. He can get away with it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what
This
happened to me.
can get away with it, but not that much. So the more hard gainer you are, and your weight is lower, you can get away with a little dirty bulking, a little bad diet, eating McDonald's, KFCs. You can get away with it. So it allows you that calorie surplus.
No, but these will be, again, just for our viewers, these are things which you'll do once in a while. These are your cheat meals, so to speak.
Yeah.
Correct?
So basically, a hard gainer can have more cheat meals. It's forgivable. Their body, it won't show on their physique immediately.
In the long run.
Correct.
In long run, yeah.
So I think we've got.
Firstly, that is the bulk. That is what a bulk is meant to be. Suppose like eating a lot of good calories. Now let's come to these influencers. I mean, hats off to their dedication. I mean, Sam Sulek and everyone, very smart, very good way of marketing, good way of putting themselves across, and I give credit, hard workers, no doubt. But that kind of diet, a normal person cannot get away with.
Exactly.
And like Akash rightly said, anabolics make a world of difference. We may want to discredit them. They do work, but they work in also adding muscle and also giving side effects and long-term side effects.
Have you ever heard Sam Sulek breathe?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He feels strained. His breathing is labored. And a lot of influencers now, I must give hats off to them that they're pretty honest about it. A lot of the big guys will say that, they need those respiratory machines to breathe at night. They have sleep apnea. They need breathing apparatuses. They are actually now being honest and discussing problems that they are facing, when earlier in our generation, firstly, this information was not there and people used to hide it. There was a lot of stigma associated with it.
Yeah.
Now, your testosterone and hormone levels from a normal person are like here and above the screen and like sky high. You can eat a lot of stuff and not put weight or a lot of fat. You will turn it to muscle and your metabolic rate will stay high.
So I think we've gotten the cut and the bulk out of the way. You've explained that phenomenally well. So let's go towards the other part of our question, which was how to make sure that whatever you're taking into your nutrition plan is hitting your body in an efficient manner.
Okay. So let's divide this into two. Let's keep vegetarians on one side, non-vegetarians on the other. I feel if you're a non-vegetarian, you don't need to add whey protein and supplements and other things into your diet. Basic supplements, yes, you may need them. You may want your multivitamins, you may want your minerals, you may want your omegas, you may want your pre-workout or some energy booster. That is fine. But in sources of protein, your natural food will give you enough protein if your diet is well structured. Now it comes to your vegetarians. There, I would say a little supplementation is beneficial, especially to meet their protein requirements. If they know their protein in this meal is not sufficient, yes, then they definitely can add some protein powder or some other source of protein to meet those requirements. So there, yes, it is definitely needed for them.
Okay. So I guess we have covered this topic pretty well. And let's conclude this episode here. I hope that this has been a very informative episode for you, because we did go very deep into what exactly is a cut, what exactly is a bulk, and the stigmas around it, and all the misconceptions with a cut, bulk, and how your body will efficiently absorb whatever nutrients you take. So let's see what we come up with next. And thank you for listening if you're still here.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
See you.
Good night, guys. Bye. Thank you for listening in. Do drop us a like if you like this video.